Hi, I'm Noah Bombard, and here's what's happening in the ET Newsroom Monday, May 24th. Well, last week, if you remember, on Thursday we were talking about a breaking news story of police about to arrest a man in Methuen who they thought intended to rob the Sovereign Bank there. If you were watching online last week or watching the paper, you would have seen that that actually did happen. Now, we have an interesting story up online right now from Jarrett Banks looking at this rash of bank robberies really in the last few years, and what are some of the contributing factors to that. Now, one of the things that Jarrett points out in his story is actually the travel paths that these criminals often take. A lot of the banks that are hit are either up on the state line or next to a major highway, which provides a quick getaway. Also mentions in the story that in the city of Salem, about 70% of the people who are arrested in that city are actually from outside of New Hampshire. So what's causing these robberies? Well, a lot of people tend to think it's the economy, but according to the story, if you read it that Jarrett wrote, officials say a lot of times the economy does not have an impact on this. Hard times don't generally turn people into bank robbers. Most of the criminals who are caught tend to be people who have drug problems or have hit other desperate situations, and they're really just desperate to get money quickly. Well, we've been keeping up with the story of these Shaw's workers who have been striking. Now, these are the workers at the Methuen warehouse who have been striking now for well over 2 months. As you may recall, Shaw's and the union were unable to reach a contract agreement. These guys went on strike. Well, now they're actually on a march to Boston. They did some marching yesterday. They went from Methuen to Lawrence, and today they're in Andover, and they're making their way to Boston to try to make a statement. Now, whether or not this march will actually have any influence on the strike or on the negotiations, we've yet to see. There are about 80 workers who are engaged in the march, and it's 60 miles. They're going to take 5 days to do it. So again, they're hoping to kind of get the public support, and that's kind of a key part of this whole thing is the public sympathetic to their plight? There are a lot of people out there without jobs. There are people out there who are looking at the contract negotiations that these Shaw's employees have gone through and said, hey, you know, you should be happy to have a job. There are other folks who are saying, you know, Shaw's is a large corporation that makes a lot of money and that they shouldn't be so hard on their employees. Now the strikers are saying that the increase in health care is really what's going to be hurting them if they accept the deal that Shaw's has put before them. So staff writer Bill Kirk is actually out there on the strike trail today. Following that up, we'll have some more information on that, a story, and possibly some video as well. Well, lastly, we're looking for your help in identifying the owners of a dog that was found wandering around Andover. This dog, a Jack Russell Terrier, I'm putting the photo up right now, is now in the possession of the Boston Animal Rescue League, but they feel very strongly that the dog probably got lost, probably ran away from its owners, who are either in Andover or in the Lawrence area. I'm going to put the number right up there of the Boston Animal Rescue League. If you know this dog, recognize this dog as your own or as someone you know, or you know some people who lost a Jack Russell Terrier like this, give them a call. The dog is not ready for adoption quite yet. They are still looking for the owners, and they have a few more procedural things they have to go through before they put the dog up for adoption. Well, it's going to be a warm week today. It's supposed to hit upper 80s, almost 90 tomorrow. Just a reminder, you can find all of this coverage and a lot more at Eagle-Tribune.com right now.